It was a normal morning at our house in a village up in the mountain in the northern part of Thailand. My mom started her day as usual. She woke up at 5 a.m., started a fire to make rice and cook breakfast for all of us. I was pretty excited that morning, actually, because the night before, my mom told my brother and me that we will be going to our grandmother's house in another village. She even helped us pack our bags, but she hid it under the bed and asked us not to tell anyone. After we had our breakfast, my dad left for work. 10-15 minutes after my dad left, my mom rushed to grab the bag she hid it under the bed and grabbed my brother and me. We walked out to the market not too far from our house. Because back then when we want to go into town, we have to go get on a pickup truck. No songtail or no bus back then. When we got to the market, I saw a gray pickup truck was waiting for passengers. My mom she looked worried and nervous because she looked around like she was looking for someone. And suddenly, I saw my dad walking toward the market. He looked really angry. I looked over to my mom. She looked terrified. And the fear started building inside of me. I started to feel like some bad thing was about to happen. My dad didn't say any word. He walked straight toward my mom, started beating her, dragging her in front of everyone, including my brother and me. I was 7 years old. My brother was 5. And that was not the first time my dad beat my mom in front of us. I wanted so bad to stop my dad from hurting my mom, but I was so scared and helpless. I remember look over to my brother and seeing the fear in his eyes. Our only response was to scream and cry for help from someone in the market. There were a lot of people there that morning. And they're actually the people we knew. They were our neighbors, they were our friends. Many of them, I called it aunties and uncle, but no one did anything. They walked past us as we were invisible, and that's what hurt me the most. The heavy thought of people who know us not doing anything that morning have remained with me throughout so many years. Their silence marked me that day. After my dad caught us at the market, we didn't have other options, but went back with him. My mom tried to escape many times, but every time she was asked to go back. Not until I was in my second year of university, I was able to save enough money to hire a lawyer and got a divorce paper for my mom. And she never had to return back to my dad again. Many, many years later, I have the privilege to work with survivors of domestic violence along the border town of Myanmar and Thailand called Moth. I realized that this problem is greater and bigger than when I was a 7-year-old Sia. I have learned from the women that I work that their experience are not different than my mom's. They feel trapped, stuck, with no way out. Their neighbor, friends turn away from them when they needed help the most because they believe that domestic violence is a family matter that no one should get involved. Sometimes I feel like I'm not doing enough. Many times I feel overwhelmed. 10 years ago, there was one specific night in this border town. I had dinner with a good friend, talking about everyday things, talk about work-related, and of course, I talk about boys too. And on the quiet ride home on my yellow motorbike, I was driving like maybe 40 kilometers per hour, not too fast, not too slow. And I could feel the warm air hitting my face. As I approached intersection near the park, suddenly I heard the voice of a screaming voice of a woman and a child. I was looking around, just to look like, where is the voice coming from? And in front of that park, I saw a man was hitting and kicking another man. And next to them were the woman and 5 or 6 years old boy. At that moment, my heart dropped and my hand began to shake. Because all my past memory of in the market that morning flooded over me. And my head started to debate, like, oh shoot, should I stop? Should I continue driving? What if the man have a weapon? Again, I was afraid, but I knew that I needed to do something. I was not want to just, see the violence in front of me and do nothing and treat it violence as a family matter. So I decided to park my bike close enough to see the woman and the boy's face, and far enough if I have to escape if I need it. I locked eyes with the woman, and she screamed so loud with her eyes, like, help us. And when I look at the boy, it reminds me so much of my little brother. He was deeply scared. So I decided to shout, what is happening? Do I need to call the police? The man stopped what he was doing. He looked over and then slowly walked away. I knew that night decided something for me. Even though I shouted out, he left. I turned to the woman and asked if she okay and if she needed help, and she said she was fine. She was fine. For her, it's like a clean light for me to drive home. While I was driving home, I still can feel my heart was still racing, like it was about to pop out from my body. And that night decided something for me. I couldn't believe what I just did. I could have easily chose to be the people in the market that morning. But instead, I listened to my heart. And for the first time, I spoke through my fear, because I believe that a person can make a difference. I did something, I say something, because speaking up saved lives. Thank you.